Today, I want to talk just briefly about what AI is, some elements of modern AI, kind of what is involved with that, and then just a conclusion, thoughts, and wrap up. Artificial intelligence is really the simulation of human intelligence processing. AI has a number of subtypes. It has some impressive capabilities, but it is not a cure-all for everything. In fact, there's some things that AI simply cannot do. And really understanding and realizing the value of AI requires a grasp of what AI can do and what it can bring. One of the definitions that has been presented is the simulation of human intelligent processes by machines. Notice the word simulation there, especially computer systems. These processes can include learning, reasoning, problem solving, perception, and language understanding. So what are the elements of modern AI? Well, there's a couple of things. There's some core components to keep in mind. There are core processes that various AIs will use. Learning, the ability to take data and learn from it. The ability to reason within certain parameters. Problem solving. AI can do a lot of different types of problem solving. Perception to a degree, and especially language processing. All right, some capabilities for AI. Pattern recognition. AI can take a large group of data and find patterns in it that would take a lot longer for a group of humans to do. There's also data prediction. So based on the data that's presented, what conclusions can be drawn out? What can be predicted based on that? There's also obviously automation. Network automation and programmability is a huge area. With AI, it can be increased in a lot of ways. And again, problem solving, as we talked about before. And adaptation and analysis and correlation. Again, taking large data and being able to extrapolate things from that. And threat detection. So real world uses of AI and basically use cases. For example, when you click into Amazon or Netflix, it's going to give you certain personalization. That's based on AI analysis of your usage. Then there are the virtual assistants, Siri, Alexa, and the Google Assistant, now called Gemini. These are a lot of smartphones, same type of thing. It's a self-driving vehicles is another possible application, and medical diagnosis. So based on all of these symptoms, what possible diagnoses could have. It doesn't replace a doctor by any stretch of the imagination, but it can help reduce the time to care. And content generation. This one's a little trickier because AI is not truly creating anything. It's simply composing something based on existing data, but it can do some content generation. All right, so there's different types or subtypes of modern AI. You can subtype them by capability. There's narrow, weak AI. This is pretty much the current state of most AI systems. It performs specific tasks. There's also general or strong AI. This is mostly theoretical. It doesn't actually exist. It's mostly just a category that's thought about in the future. It can learn and apply knowledge to a degree. And then there's super AI, which is purely hypothetical. This is kind of the, we're going to be plugged into the matrix sort of mindset. And again, it may never happen based on the technology that's available. So you can also look at AI by technical approach. For example, machine learning is a very popular category. These are systems that learn from data. So the more data that the AI processes, the more it can extrapolate and incorporate those things into its decision-making. There's also supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement under the machine learning category, which is beyond scope for us to talk about right now, but they are categories. There's also deep learning, where there are simulated neural networks with multiple layers. Examples of this are natural language processing, image recognition, and things of that nature. And then there's something called computer vision, which we can't really touch on right now. I'll say limitations. AI cannot do everything. It is not a cure for everything. It's incapable of true creativity. As I mentioned, it can draw images. This image, in fact, was drawn by AI, but it's not foolproof. And again, it's creating it from existing data, essentially. I cannot replicate human thinking. There are nuances to human thinking that AI is not capable of reproducing. It may often fail to link cause and effect, and it is not capable of independent thought, even though Terminator might have disagreed. And ultimately, it's relying on whatever data it's trained on. So if it's trained on great, accurate data, it can produce great and accurate results. If it's skewed data, well, it could be biased, just as an example. So just to sort of wrap up a little bit of this brief talk about what AI is and what it can do, is keep you remember, artificial intelligence is the simulation of human thought processing. It is not a duplicate. It is not identical. There's still a lot AI cannot do. There's different branches or subtypes we talked about. You can deploy AI for a variety of different purposes. AI can process vast amounts of data, but it has limitations on how it operates. Again, it's not a direct replica of human thinking. Thank you for your time. I hope you found this helpful. Keep on learning.